Good evening, everyone who's here live, and to everybody who's watching this as a recording. I know some of you can't be here tonight live, so thank you for being part of this. Tonight is August 2nd, 2022, Anahat Meditation Support Group. We're doing these once a month, and as long as people show up, I'll keep doing them. So thank you, everybody, for being here. What I'd like to go into tonight is certainly supporting you. So any questions you have, any answers you'd like to receive, or anything you'd like to discuss. So it'll take about an hour or so, and let's make it very meditative, focusing on three major themes tonight. So number one, what is Anahat? Let's dive deep into the meaning of that word. Why is it that word? What is this all about? Then there are three major energy centers that we work with in the system. Let's connect to those, meditate on those, remind you about those. And then we'll look at the four major breaths of the core meditation system itself, which is lesson 5, but it's meditation 6, which is the 6-pointed star meditation. That meditation is actually what started the whole process. That's what came to me first. The way it was given to me was essentially teaching me how to teach the system. Because those of you who have been through enough of it understand I don't take credit for the system. I probably would rather teach something else that has a lot more credibility, right? It's sometimes challenging to be a pioneer with something, but I see the incredible value of it. And I always teach the highest that I know. And this is the highest form of meditation that I know. And even if you practice other systems, you will find that this supports those systems. So if you say, well, I just do yogic practice, great. Well, that's basically the ascending movement of Anahat meditation. If you say, well, I do like a metta loving kindness meditation, well, great. That's the heart in Anahat. If you say, well, I'm a tantric practitioner, I work with my sexual energy and work to transform it spiritually, great. That's meditation 4 and 5 of the system. You say, well, I'm a Zen practitioner, I like to be very focused and present and grounded. Great, that's meditation 1 of the system. You say, well, I'm a Chinese medical practitioner, I'm really big on getting all my meridians open. Great, that's meditation 7 and 8 of this system, right? So, and if you're into Taoism, you'll eventually learn, if you're into Tai Chi practices and Qigong, you eventually learn about Taoist bone breathing. Great, that's meditation 12 of the system. If you're open to acknowledging an angelic nature to your being and focusing on yourself in that way, great, meditation 10 of the system. So it's very comprehensive. It stands on its own as its own spiritual path, yet it also complements, as I'm saying, anything that you do. Okay, so with that little primer beginning said, let's talk about just Anahat briefly. Yeah, let's do it as a meditation. So when you close your eyes for a moment, we'll do the same. The real benefit of the system is inner peace, right? There's so many benefits, but peace, no matter what, is just always so sublime and wonderful to be able to feel. So I invite you to let this be a meditation now, to do what you do that helps you to get into a meditative state. Perhaps you start to watch your breath, breathing in and being conscious that you're breathing in, breathing out, and being conscious that you're breathing out. Let's use the breath and present moment awareness to contemplate and to be with the idea of Anahat. Anahat in Sanskrit means unstruck, not yet vibrating, like a bell, which nobody has rung yet. So the bell is in a state of pure potential. How do we find this reality, which is not vibrating? The first thing you can do is be aware of everything that is vibrating. So with your eyes closed, acknowledge the external world. Right? You can hear sounds like my voice. Yet even with your eyes closed, you can feel the chair beneath you. You can be aware of your clothing and the room around you. Sense the temperature in the room, right? The air itself is in a vibratory state. But start to pull your attention in closer than your own clothing. So you're very intimate with your own body and your own breath in the present moment. But your body is vibrating. Your breath is vibration. Yet if you simply go to your feelings, the sensations in your body, you're getting a bit more subtle now. We're moving away from the dense, external, manifest reality, and we're moving inside to that which is not vibrating, that which is unstruck, not yet moving or changing. Sense the sensations in your body in the here and now. And let's start to focus in on the heart. Right in the very center of your chest. If you have any emotions or anything is kind of stirred up right now, just breathe into your heart. Think to yourself, open as you exhale. And let's open the heart, relax the heart, and find more peace in the heart. Breathing. This is meditation 2 of Anahat, heart-centered meditation. The system doesn't begin here, but we'll go here tonight. Breathing into the heart center. But Anahat is not your physical heart. Your physical heart is in a vibratory state. It's manifest. Yet you can feel perhaps sensation or emotion in your heart center. See if you can find what the yogis call your hridayam, your heart cave. Putting your attention deep, deep within, as if behind your rib cage, but not necessarily your body, not your physical heart. Be aware that you're aware. And let's place our consciousness in the heart center and breathe into your heart. Find Anahat, that which is completely still. Anahat is the most profound peace that you could ever imagine, because that which is not vibrating is very, very peaceful. Find the still point within you as you and breathe. Be aware that you exist, just the awareness of I am. I am heart-centered. Yet to really find Anahat, you can't focus just on your body or on your emotion or even on your mind. Find the heart cave, the place where your consciousness is surrounded by peace. Don't try to think about it. Just be aware that you're aware. Letting everything else that's vibrating and moving settle down. But notice how your body and everything else you're aware of is contained in a space. It's called Sham space. It's quiet. It's peaceful. And it is your own consciousness. So Anahat is awareness. It's peace. And it's the most sublime love because it's before duality. It's not I love you or I love it. It's just love. It's in the purest state of potentiality, consciousness, peace, love, even prior to light. Anahat. It's not light or dark. Keep finding, searching for, looking within. But don't look far, because it is the you who's looking. Breathing, focusing at the heart of your heart. Perhaps every breath you focus on, I am. I am peace. I am love. The formula for finding the divine: be still and know that I am. Or in A Course in Miracles, I am still as God created me. That word still has two meanings there. I am still, stillness, and I'm still, I'm always this being. So Anahat is always there. The peace, the love, the silence, it's always there if you just put your attention on it. Withdrawing from the external world, some respite or reprieve from all of the busy doing. Find the mystical no-thingness. The divine is not a thing. Anahat is not vibrating, so it's not a thing. You're developing a relationship with nothing. Anahat is nothing. It's shunya, as the Buddhists say, it's empty. Therefore, you have to be empty to discover it. So keep letting your cup empty. As you breathe, you're letting go of your personal self. Letting go of thoughts and feelings and preferences. Keep letting go of likes and dislikes and just find that place of perfect, eternal peace. All you have to do is put your attention there. You're withdrawing from the external world, and you're holding your awareness, aware that you're aware. Find that which is unchanging, not vibrating, perfectly at peace, always at peace. Still, supremely calm because there's no movement, exceptionally tranquil, and forever the same. It's right here now. It pervades everything that's vibrating. It's the underlying ground of all being. Even light arises from this space of Anahat. Now, as you do your best to just be intimate with that pure, silent consciousness, you can imagine that that pervades the entire universe. It's everywhere. But wherever you are, you can find it by going deep in yourself. Yet be aware of this formless field of consciousness, of pure potential, which is everywhere. But you don't have to look outside of yourself for it, right? It's right here as you, not your body, not your emotions, and not your mind. The purest, finest consciousness. In that space of pure consciousness, which is Anahat, we have what's called Anahat Shabd, or the silent light. So in this space of pure awareness, imagine the Shakti, the prana, the chi, the reiki, ki, the life force, light. Imagine in this space of pure consciousness, infinite light everywhere. Start to welcome in the light and the bliss of spirit. As you breathe Anahat Shabd, it's just starting to move just the tiniest bit, where light just starts to permeate everything. Out of one central source, which is right here now. You welcome in the presence of light and love. Love doesn't wait upon time, it waits upon invitation. So just open to conscious light, conscious energy, still formless, still perfectly at peace. Yet in the lights, with that little bit of duality, so much more awareness of love's presence. Because now there's a source, and there's its emanation of light. Starting to get to know yourself as conscious love. Anahat and Anahat Shabd, the silent source and the silent light. Now I encourage you to breathe below your navel and start to condense the light, to focus the light with your own awareness. Notice how you can channel that light to where you want it to go. Breathe peace and light and love below your navel. This is called your hara. Feel like you're gathering the light in the center. So this is meditation 1 of Anahat, descending, where we're bringing the light and love and peace of the divine into our human experience. We're coming into our body, breathing below your navel, connecting to your body, arms and legs, torso. But notice how much more relaxed and peaceful your body is when you just breathe with concentrated power. And concentrate your awareness below your navel and sense what it's like to be grounded in the human experience. Keeping the same calm and quiet, but you're very grounded and present and right here now. Opening to what it's like to be fully human, but realizing you're not a body. You're just fully embracing the human experience. Conscious energy, spirit, having a human experience. Right here now, no big deal. There's nothing to think about or do, just breathe. Below the navel. I'm here now with my body, letting go of fear and letting only love permeate your human experience. Right here now, I am love. Right here now, I am peace. And right here now, I am still. Just breathing. You're not doing or accomplishing or attaining anything. There's no attainment. You already are what you're looking for. So be the peace and love that everyone's seeking. And as you breathe below your navel, you're that presence right here now. You are the presence of light and love and peace right here in this holy instant. Embracing the present moment so intimately that you discover why A Course in Miracles calls it the holy instant. Once you've cultivated your awareness below your navel, then you're ready to move on. Let's do that together now as you inhale back to your heart. We move from meditation 1, below the navel at the hara, up to the heart, meditation 2. Now you're taking the awareness of humanness, and again, you're coming up to that higher octave of pure love. Breathe into your heart with the awareness of self-love. Body, heart, emotions, mind, your personhood. Self-love. Here, let everything be forgiven. No regrets, no guilt. Just being innocent and guiltless. An open heart, free of blockages, free of obstruction. No more subconscious debris, just an open, clear channel or vessel, emptying the cup. Forgiveness, at wanting you, atoning at wanting back into pure oneness at the heart. Only love. Only love. And you keep doing this meditation until in your heart there's only love, no more sadness or fear, no more anger or guilt or grief. Only love. If one of those other emotions passes, let it pass. Don't hold on to anything. Breathing from hara to heart. Below your navel, up to your heart, and then gradually, more and more attention stays at the heart. And once the love is cultivated, meditation 3, we pull the awareness up to the head, up to the higher chakras. It becomes even easier to find the very source of consciousness here as consciousness here. Go to the space in your head from hara to heart to head. And now we start ascending, pulling the energy up the spine. That silent light goes up the spine, pulling the light, the life force energy up to the head, and start to focus in your third eye and crown region, the top of the ascending triangle. Now we're moving into that transcendent peace. Anahat is everywhere, yet it's much easier to find at the crown, at the third eye region, where you rise above your body. Just let the body drop away as if below you, pulling up into spirit. Letting time and space drop away below you. Your body and mind dropping away below you. Here we find silent light, and even deeper, the pure conscious awareness that you are. Continue to move in and up into that I am present. Here you're transcending, you're ascending. You don't really care about what's happening in the world. Letting the dream of the world go and putting your attention where real value is found. Spirit is valuable. Light and love are valuable. Your divine nature is valuable. Your connection to Source is valuable. In A Course in Miracles, we sort out the valueless from the valuable. There's nothing truly valuable outside of you because it's all changing. But here, in ascending, pure peace and pure bliss. And then that love going up towards that is devotional love, or bhakti in Sanskrit, where you just start falling in love with the love inside of you. And honoring that love is infinite and everywhere, and you're a drop of that ocean. So the drop is just falling in love with the ocean. And the ocean has nothing to say, and you have nothing to say, you're just being. You're not turning to the divine to fix your problems, just forget all your problems and rise up. And take this moment of escape from the physical world. Breathing into the crown region. Again, not your body or your mind. The pure peace of your own soul. We touched upon Anahat in the silent light, the Shakti or the Prana. We touched upon the Hara, the heart and the head, 3 major energy centers. Now let's start to embrace the 6-pointed star breath, the original meditation that first came to me. So when you inhale up to the head, inhale up, and then exhale down to the shoulders. Let's do that a few times. Inhale, way, way up, up, up. Exhale, let the energy descend down to your soft shoulders. Keep doing that and keep softening your shoulders so you're not blocking this energy from coming down and in. Inhale up to the head. Exhale down to the shoulder. But not really just that which is physical. Inhale up to pure consciousness, conscious love and light. Exhale, descend that down to soft shoulder. Again, inhale up. Find the peace of your own soul. And then exhale that peace down to your shoulder. And start to notice how it changes your human experience to let the divine permeate your body. Again, inhaling up to Source. Exhale, let it descend down to your shoulders, neck and throat open, jaw soft. The next breath is to inhale to your Hara. So you're pulling the energy from the shoulders down below your navel. And let's exhale and keep it there for a moment. Inhale down to your Hara. below your navel. Exhale, keep the awareness centered there, only present moment. There's no past or future for you anymore. Just breathe below your navel. So intimate with your breath and your body and here and now. You're embracing your human experience. You're not escaping it. You're not trying to destroy it. It just is what it is. As you breathe below your navel. Now inhale all that energy from above down below the navel. As you exhale, feel it moves up to the region of the kidney. Inhale to the space below the navel. And then exhale and fill your lower abdomen with that light. Let all of your internal organs be bathed in that light. Again, inhale down below the hara. Exhale and fill your kidneys and adrenals with light. Inhaling to the hara. And exhale, liver and gallbladder on the right. Breathe into the hara and fill your spleen, stomach, pancreas a bit more to the left. Breathe and fill your bladder, and for women, of course, all the internal sexual organs, and just breathe the light down below the navel. And as you exhale, you're letting it ascend up around the region of the kidneys, nourishing all the internal organs. From that breath, we inhale back up to the crown. And then we start going through the whole system of meditation. 6, the 6-pointed star. We inhale to the crown. Third eye region, way up. Exhale down to the shoulder. Inhale below the navel. Exhale to the kidney region, including all of your internal organs. And inhale back up to the crown. Third eye. Find the peace and exhale it down to the shoulder. Honor your heart as the very center, so you're always aware of your heart here. Inhale to your hara. Exhale to your kidney. Inhale to your third eye crown region. Exhale to your shoulders, keeping your heart open and shoulders soft. Inhale below the navel. Exhale, the base of the descending triangle, the kidney. The ascending triangle. Inhale up the ascending triangle to the crown. Exhale down to the shoulders, the top of the descending triangle. Inhaling down the descending triangle below your navel. Exhale to the kidneys, the bottom of the ascending triangle. You might start visualizing these triangles if you like. Inhale to the crown, up the ascending triangle. Exhale down to the shoulders, the top of the descending triangle. Inhale below your navel to the hara. Exhale, kidney. Up through your heart, third eye and crown. Exhale, shoulders, soft and open. Inhale through the heart, below the navel, hara. Exhale, kidney. Inhale, third eye. Crown, source, pure spirit. Exhale. Open heart, soft shoulders. The energy here fills the lungs and the heart. Inhale, below the navel. Exhale, kidneys, adrenals, all of the internal organs bathed in light. Then pull all that light, recirculating it back up to spirit. Exhale down to the shoulders. Breathing below the navel, more peace. Exhale to the kidneys, better health and vitality, balance and harmony up to spirit in the third eye crown region, opening your chakras to vision and spirit. Exhaling down to your shoulders, open your throat to expression, your heart to love. Inhale below the navel, developing personal power and strength with your solar plexus and your hara. And back to the kidneys, nourishing the root of yin and yang in your whole body. Inhaling up to source at the crown. The 1,000-petaled lotus at the crown chakra. As we exhale, that light of that crown chakra pours down into the body, to the shoulders, and inhale again back below the navel. Every cycle, and keep going in your own, every cycle makes the energy stronger, helps you to realize how profound this one meditation really is. And as you're tracing the pattern of the star throughout your body, it starts to reveal to you the hidden wisdom in your very own bodily temple. Your body is the temple of spirit, but the altar is what makes the temple sacred, and you are the altar. The altar is spirit. But sense the profound divinity of what you are and your human experience. And then let's bring the energy back to the heart. Just breathe your heart center open, soft, vulnerable, no defenses, no walls. You're too pure to need defenses and walls. Just be an open, clear vessel and vehicle. And right in your heart, you're aware that you can still feel fully grounded, fully open to spirit, with a fully open heart. Your hara, fully grounded. Your crown and third eye, your head, open to spirit, with a fully open heart. Fully grounded, fully open to spirit, with a fully open heart. You're fully descended, and yet you're fully ascended, and heart-centered at the same time. You're embracing all of your being. Sensing the divine perfection of what you are. After you've spent a lot of time in this, of course, there's other meditations in the system, but once you're in that space of profound love right here now, I invite you to open your heart to compassion, to compassionate service to others. Because spirituality is not just about you, right? It's about your mission, your purpose, your dharma, honoring that you're here having the human experience to be truly helpful. When your heart senses the suffering of others, that leads to compassionate service. So let's just take a moment and acknowledge, as the Buddha did, the reality of pain, the reality of suffering. Ideally, you free yourself from it, and then you help others to do the same. So I invite you to take a moment in silence to just open to what is your mission? How do you bring peace and love and healing and bliss and joy to others? How do you help others to be free of pain and suffering? And I hope you're still breathing into one of the meditations, Hara, heart or head, or just the six-pointed star meditation itself. All right, beautiful. Let's start to transition. The eyes open. I'm just going to share a little bit of screen share from the workbook with everybody. So take your time, do what you do to come out of a eyes closed state. Sometimes nice to rub your hands together, bring you back to your body a little bit, and then massage your face. Massage the back of your head and neck and your shoulders a little bit. And when you're ready, take your time. Letting your eyes open right here and now. Take your time and all right, let's check in. Great. Maxine had written in the chat, in the Q&A, which meditation supports open eye Kundalini meditation? Awesome. Let's go to screen share and let's answer that question. And let me invite everybody. We got like 12 minutes or maybe a little more since we start late. So yeah, feel free to interact with me a bit. Here, I pulled up lesson 5, which explains meditation 6. So it's so helpful to see the image of the body in meditation. I was going to sit in lotus tonight up in the meditation room here, but it's just so hard to set up and to be able to use a computer. It's challenging. So I think it's good to see that you can still get wonderful benefits sitting in a chair. You don't have to be in a lotus pose, but there's nothing like lotus pose. So this is full lotus. Remember, you have half lotus or quarter lotus. You could also do the seiza position or a straight back chair. It gives you the most benefit in the system. So here we have Metatron's cube, right? 13 spheres. And when you connect all of their centers with the line, you get Metatron's cube, this glyph. Therefore, we have an ascending triangle, which is the larger one at the level of the navel and the kidneys, and it goes right up to the crown of the head. We have a larger descending triangle at the level of the chin, which very much embraces the shoulder level, and it goes down below the navel. So the main ascending and descending triangle of Metatron's cube. However, the pattern that we're breathing into that first came to me in 1996, way back when, is this bold triangle. These triangles are golden triangles. It's like a golden rectangle of the phi ratio or the golden ratio. So these are golden triangles of sacred geometry that we're breathing into based on essentially the Fibonacci sequence or phi or 1.618, all of that very interesting stuff is right here in your own body. So we inhale to the region of the hara. When we exhale, it goes up to the bottom of this smaller, but still rather large, ascending triangle, right? And the energy just basically traces the patterns of that glyph. So now that we're looking at this, what meditation, as Maxine asked, which meditation helps to get Kundalini activation? So let's start from scratch, as if you guys know nothing. Some of you know something, I'm sure, but I know nothing about nothing, and that's why the stuff tends to come to me well. If you're totally empty, know nothing about nothing, you tend to be wise. So let's have beginner's mind and start from scratch. The energy from the divine, which could be seen as coming from above, but remember, God is everywhere. But when we acknowledge the chakra system, there's a descent, right? We've been descending energy down and in. That's how it comes into the system, down the chakra system. So what are the chakras? Along the center, the cerebral spinal axis, we have this line from tailbone to crown. That in Sanskrit is called your Sushumna, but I just call it an Anahat, the core central channel. So this tube running up and down the midline of the body acts as a way of stepping down the immense energy of spirit down into your body. So chakras are like energy transformers that take this infinite, unbelievably powerful energy and make it manageable to be in your body. You couldn't handle all that energy. The problem with most humans is when it gets down to the bottom, it does want to go back up, right? Kundalini is an upward rising motion. Kundalini is called the evolutionary energy of the human being, but it's dormant in most people. It's dormant because when it gets to the bottom of the chakra system, when it comes down and in, it wants to go back up, and some of it does, but it's like a trickle because it has to filter through all of your blockages, right? So when the chakra system is open, there are no blocks. The Kundalini goes down and then it comes back up. When it comes up through the heart, that's when you're feeling like there's love for no reason at all. And like bliss and joy and happiness and peace. And it's passionate. And, Kundalini, as we know in this system, can also be very deeply connected to our sexual energy. So great question. Which meditation in Anahat works with that? The whole system does, because when we do meditation one, this descending meditation, we're pulling the life force down to essentially the base of the chakra system, not to the sexual energy region, but with meditation 1 and meditation 4, sexual energy energetics in level 2. We're pulling the energy down to the base. Then we start moving it up. And the system has 12 core meditations that move energy up and down the chakra system. So when we move it from hara to heart, from below the navel to the heart, we are pulling that energy, which is Kundalini energy. It's not necessarily awakened yet, but you don't want it to awaken prematurely. You have to purify the chakra system, because when that intense energy does wake prematurely, people go bonkers. There's, you can have psychotic episodes. It's too much for your ego, your personal self to handle, that all your blockages are being cleared just too quickly. So if you do the system religiously, this isn't a religion, right? But if you do it with discipline every day, morning and evening, you'll be cultivating the life force at the tailbone region and the hara. You'll be directing it up through your heart, and you'll be kind of forced to open your heart. You don't have to, nobody's forcing you, but if you keep doing meditation 1 and 2, your heart will open. And then the life force will start coming up. People report to me in the system, they go through a strong emotional transformation during those first couple of months where they're learning to get the life force to come through. Consider that Kundalini. There's only one energy, right? It's not like there's Kundalini energy in something else. Kundalini just refers to the dormant energy, which has been trapped at the base of your spine. But you've got to open that channel, and there's ways to help people to do it. Hypnotherapy, breath work, eye movement therapy, Reiki, crystals, acupuncture. There's lots of ways to open people's energy system, but this meditation system does that for you automatically by default, if you just do the system. When we get to meditation 3, we're pulling the energy up to the third eye. It's the goal of the Kundalini is to come up the chakra system back to the crown, because the energy goes down and then it goes back up. So think about the incredible wisdom of what we were just doing. We inhale up, we exhale down. We inhale down below the navel. We exhale back to the kidneys, back up. You are moving energy up and down through this system constantly. You're going to purify every blockage in your meridian system, in the chakra system, in the yogic nadi system. You'll purify your entire aura, however you want to describe it, by just doing this system. So every meditation in this system essentially is working to purify your energy system and to awaken Kundalini. That's why, again, I would be happy to teach someone else's system and not have to pioneer something. But I don't know anything that does this, right? If you do Zen meditation, it's going to pull you down below your navel usually. If you do the yogic stuff, it's going to pull you up here. But what does all of this, right? So that's a long answer to your question. The whole system prepares you for Kundalini awakening, opens the core central channel, and then gently, in a safe way, like a loving way, I want to say, it's a gentle way, prepares you to bring Kundalini up. So when you go up here to the crown, to the higher region, your consciousness, right? So wherever the consciousness goes, the energy will follow. The more time you spend in meditation 3 ascending, when you're focused at the third eye, the Kundalini needs to come up to meet you. Now, you'll keep getting pulled down because you got lower self issues. But the more you meditate, excuse me, I'm gonna drink. The more you meditate, and the more you clear your blocks through breath work and hypnotherapy and whatnot, then the energy can easily make it up to you because you're up here. And again, wherever you go, your life force energy has to follow. It's a basic principle of acupuncture. Wherever consciousness goes, energy follows. Wherever energy goes, blood follows. A big part of sickness is stagnation. We call it like stagnant liver qi. Painful menses with a lot of suppressed anger is usually that, but it can stagnate anywhere. And essentially, tumors are stagnant blood and energy. So we need to, in Chinese medicine, find ways to move the blood and energy. This system does that for you every day. So it does everything I think you could really, not everything, but it does a lot of the important stuff a human being can need. And it's paving the way for Kundalini. But if you had to pick only one meditation, that would be like the essence of what are you going to do for Kundalini, it'd be meditation 3 at the third eye. Because of that principle, if you hold yourself here, the energy will come up to meet you there. But that would take God knows how long, depending on where you're at when you start. Okay, so Maxine, let me know if that answered your question, and then let's go to the Q&A pod. Yep. Okay. You said, which meditation supports open eye Kundalini meditation? We can do Anahat meditation with eyes open or closed. Tonight I chose to do it closed. And I think that's better for like a guided type of thing. But remember, when you do descending, it's a good idea to consider having your eyes open. It helps to get you really present and grounded. It's how Zen meditators sit. So usually with eyes open. And it's a good thing to do in the morning because you're going to start your day. You want to be grounded and focused and, good, solid human being. Then at night, I hope you're taking time to be with your inner self there. And then you can close your eyes and then it becomes just wonderfully sublime to engage the meditation, and ideally try to work up to like an hour each time, or like at least a half hour each time you sit to go through the entire system. So open eye would have nothing really to do with Kundalini. It just has to do with how the energy moves through the chakra system. So whether your eyes are open and you're breathing through the star patterns, or your eyes are closed, you're still making that happen. Awesome. Thanks, Maxine. Okay. All right. Marie said that was fabulous. Wasn't ready to return. Yeah, I hear you. Thanks. Well, I am up here in the Adirondacks of New York on 20 acres of land with plans to build Anahat Monastery. So hopefully some of you will get to come up here, visit someday. My first guest coming tomorrow. But yeah, you can take time for a retreat on your own or whatever. But yeah, my intention is absolutely to build a physical Anahat monastery someday, because you should be able to spend like months doing this stuff. All right. Liliana said, I still feel a big circle of energy around me. Thank you very much. Okay, beautiful. Yeah. So remember, we don't looking in the screen here, we don't have it in this picture, but from crown to tailbone, it's very easy just to draw a circle. That circle is very much part of like your aura, right? And you want to have that filled with light, glowing with light. As the energy branches out, it becomes wings. And, not to talk too much about it unless you guys want to, but I want to go back to your questions. Meditation 10 believe it is. I don't always count it. Meditation 10 is wings. The energy comes up and branches out. And it's such a beautiful feeling to associate yourself with angelic energy, right? Like what is like the purest love, the purest light, the purest devotion, the purest service. It's angelic, and that feeling of like wings that blossom through this system is really sublime. So yeah, that big circle is kind of part of just the aura unfolding through this process. So thank you, Liliana. Marie said, I normally go from hara to head center through the central channel, but you suggested up the spine. Does it really matter? It depends on which meditation we're doing. We do want to follow the system the way it came to me, which is meditations 1 through 12. So we start with meditation 1, which is actually pulling the energy down the spine, right? When you start with 1, you go down. When you go to meditation 2 at the heart, you're going up the spine. When you go from, so it goes 1 at the hara, 2 at the heart, 3 at the third eye crown region at the head. So that is a up the spine motion. But then when we go to meditation 4, sexual energy, the energy dives back down to the sexual organs. And then meditation 5, we pull it back up to the head. So similar to I was like, I know I'm getting your name wrong. Maxine's, I've known you for years. Maxine's question. What activates Kundalini? Is it up or is it down? The system is doing ascending and descending. It's taking energy up the spine and down the spine because that's how energy flows in your body. So it does both. You wouldn't want to do only one or the other. Great, good question. Thank you. Okay, you're referring to 3. Great, let me just scroll down the chat pod. Okay, great. Maxine said I answered that. Okay, good. I'm excited for your first guest. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's a whole funny story about being up here right now. Anyway, okay, Maurice referring to meditation 3. So yeah, when you do meditation 3, you've done meditation 1 and 2, and you don't have to, but you know, it's how it goes, 1, 2, then 3. When you're here, you will be pulling energy up the spine to get there, but eventually you're just going to have all the energy and conscious awareness there. And then meditation 3 is just to be there, right? So if you're practicing deep yogic samadhi meditation, you don't want to be focusing on your body or on the spine or on moving energy. The deepest samadhi is where your body and mind drop away from your awareness. So meditation 3 is really about a meditation that I've known for years in different ways, but really refined my understanding living in India. And it's called Sham Dhyan. So Dhyan is a word in Sanskrit that means meditation. Sham is the divine space of pure consciousness. So Sham Dhyan is space meditation. Not like outer space and stars and galaxies, the inner space of pure consciousness. So when you're really in meditation 3, you are transcendent to the body. You have ascended beyond the body. Your awareness is just in pure awareness, sham, space. So yeah, it's you're pulling energy up the spine to get there, but once you're really there, start forgetting about your entire body and just go. You can do that a lot, right? And like, that's great for spiritual self-realization. However, if you do that too much, you will become dysfunctional as a human being, right? You won't have any desire for anything human. And it becomes very challenging to live here. That might seem extreme, but if you study the great saints and sages, a lot of them, they're devotees that to feed them food. They didn't care about their body at all. You're just drunk on God, and that's all you want to do. Like you guys, like, I don't want to come out of meditation. But what happens after a while with Anahat is we go here, but then we let all that peace come down to the shoulders and we start moving it through the system like we did tonight. That keeps you integrated with your human. It keeps you grounded and present and focused. And for me, it's not just about blissing out in God and being at the highest vibration, and now you're done. You're not done until all beings are free of suffering. It's too bad, but it seems to be true. And of course, in Miracles, it says, as long as there's still one slave left, one person still suffering, then you're not done. So the idea of coming down is actually a maturity that develops over time that says, I am still having a human experience, and there is still suffering, and I'm going to be of service. The interesting thing is that becomes amazingly practical, because being of service tends to be the best way to make money in a career, right? So coming down with is a divinely inspired being with a mission is not something we have to worry about. I know that's not what, Maurice, you're asking about, but just kind of elaborating on the beauty of the higher space and why we kind of just want to stay there. But realizing the maturity that this system brings of bringing you back down into your humanness. Right. Great. Thank you. Any other questions or sharing or anything anybody would like to touch upon before we consider wrapping it up? Great. In case you have to go, I'll answer this question that came in. We will be doing this again in a month. As long as you guys are showing up, I will be here. And there's always people signing up for the system. So, I want to be there to support new people as well. I also want to go rather deep, because some of you have gone really deep and have been in the system for a good year now, but always feel free to ask basic questions too. Okay, Liliana said, doing meditation 4 and 5, many times I feel a lot of, so let me explain for everybody. Meditation 4 is dealing with the sexual energy. We focus really in the genital region. It's like, it's professional. There's nothing like wacky about it. It's just that's a part of your body. And we're putting our attention there. Once we've cultivated enough energy there, and sometimes, you'll feel sexual energy because of it, you then pull it up to back to spirit. So it's like a sublimating of the sexual energy up to meditation 5. So that's what we're talking about here. Doing meditation 4 and 5. Many times I feel a lot of vibration going from the bottom of my tailbone up to my head. Great. I feel this vibration inside and outside me. That is awesome. Okay, perfect. Great. So not a question, but just sharing, which I appreciate. That, yeah. I had a student, a student the other day. She said she's seeing colored meditation, all these colors. And I said, who sees the colors? Right? Because you're seeing something, you're interested in what you're seeing, but I'm more concerned with who are you? And she said, well, me, like as if I should know. And she pointed to her body. I said that. I'm like, you just pointed to your body when you said me. I said, but does your body see those colors? When you see colors in meditation, is it your body who sees? Then I helped her realize, or open the door to her to start realizing there's a conscious observer to what's going on inside. So if you look at the language, you say, like, I feel this vibration inside and outside of me. This is a good chance to consider, is the me the body, right? The me is not the body. Are you actually in a body? So when you say, like, I feel it inside and outside of me, you are starting to sense the life force, energy, and consciousness is not inside a body, and it is inside the body, right? You permeate the body, but you also surround the body. A way to start to consider you in relationship to your body is the body is in you. One of my first out-of-body experiences, it was like the second, I think, I was lying in bed, and the vibrational state came on, which is what you're starting to tap into there, Liliana, where you're getting everything open and all this vibration. Once it gets really strong, your consciousness, you, spirit, will be able to leave the body. So I felt the vibrations, and I knew enough to know, oh, I should be able to get up out of my body now. So I tried to sit up, but the body kind of moved. And then there was a hidden, not hidden, but unseen. It was a non-physical presence of, a spirit guide. I really don't know, but there was someone to my right. And that voice had like hands said, no, not like that. Don't try to lift your body, move your spirit out of the body. And it came with hands underneath my etheric form in a sense, and pulled my etheric body with me with it. Right. You're not an etheric body, but you have an etheric body. So it pulled me out. when I was up at the ceiling, I floated up to the ceiling and I looked down at the bed. I didn't see my physical body in the bed. That's a whole nother topic you may have heard me talk about in the past, but it's happened to me quite a few times, so I understand it now. When you're floating above the bed and you look down and there's no physical body, it can be really discerning, disturbing, because it's like, so what happened for me is I said, Matt, I was called Matt in my early 20s, and I thought I had gone away. And then I snapped right back to my body because of the fear. But then I contemplated it. I'm like, wait, if I was up there, then that's the I. Whatever was in the bed or not in the bed, if the body is in the bed, it's just usually when you're out, you're looking at the etheric plane. So you're not seeing a physical body. It's still hard to explain. But the point is, you're not a body, right? Once you get out, you realize you're not a body. The more you do that, then you start, like when I was like, Matt, it's because I was identified with my human form still. When you identify with spirit, the me is spirit, not body. Then, yeah, the energy that I'm experiencing is more of the me, and it permeates and surrounds the body. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Liliana. Pauline said, very helpful to be with the group. Thank you. Yeah, my pleasure. It's great. Thank you, Maurice. Maxine's got to run. And Liliana said, oh, that's what I mean. I'm experiencing myself, consciousness. Yeah, you got it. Perfect. Yes, and you put a question mark there. So yes, we started tonight talking about Anahat as that which is not vibrating. So your pure consciousness, which is not yours, right? It's you as pure consciousness, you're Anahat, you're beyond vibration. You emanate light, you emanate Anahat Shabd, the silent light. As it starts to vibrate, it becomes Om, it becomes the first primal vibration. And then that manifests into all form. But you are the consciousness, you are the spirit, and you're not actually in a body, right? You transcend the body, but in the fall, in the detour into fear, and what it seems like to incarnate, it sure seems like we become a body or we're in a body. But the more you extract, like yoga is like an extracting of your soul from the body. And once you're sitting up here, this becomes the seat of the soul. It becomes the seat of the witness, the observer, the knower. Then yes, it's like you're looking down and be like, oh yeah, there's a human here. There's a human talking here, but I'm here watching it. The energy that pervades the body is very much the etheric body and the astral body, but you're not an etheric body or an astral body, right? These are vehicles, these are sheaths, right? Like encasings for the soul. So the body is like an encasing that you can extract yourself from. You can extract from the etheric body and from the astral body. And the more you know yourself as the pure consciousness, then when you do leave your body, you can engage what is called soul travel, where you don't need a body at all. You don't need to be an etheric, astral, or of course, physical body. So yeah, it's just about knowing yourself as consciousness, getting familiar with the energy that emanates out of you as source. And that's like microcosmically, you as soul. But spirit is that universal source emanating all the energy, but you being created in the image and likeness of that are doing the same thing essentially. All right. Hello, Amanda, who said how to start having an out-of-body experience. Okay, so the out-of-body teachings are on level 3 of Anahat. I can recommend places to dive into those teachings. I have a workbook at instituteofhypnotherapy.com. It's only $44.95. It's 13 meditations, and there's a workbook. So I would recommend doing that. If I were to teach it to you personally, I would teach you the techniques that I've recorded in there. So that workbook at our bookstore at instituteofhypnotherapy.com is a great way to start tapping into it. I write about the out-of-body experience in my book, The Sacred Geometry Meditation. There's multiple sections in there on it. I write about it in the book, The Anahat Meditation System. And I could show you, just one sec. here on the onlinemonastery.com website under Anahat Meditation, not on the drop down, but when you click the main link, if you scroll down, the videos are going to load slowly, but way below all the videos, right? So all this blank space or videos just loading super slow because my internet out here in the sticks. But below, audio lesson circa, all right, so yeah, there's all the videos, right? Below all of those is this sound cloud application. And if you scroll down under all the audio lessons, lesson 1, 2, down to lesson 10, then you'll see Anahat Meditation AP, that's Astral Projection 1, Daily Hypnotic Programming. This is a lot of what's in that workbook, but I've given it for free here. So you can listen to this recording during the day. It'll help program you to have out-of-body experiences. Number 2 is listen to this at night, will help you to have out-of-body experiences. Number 3 is subliminal programming, so that you can be programmed to have out-of-body experiences effortlessly. Just play the music in the background. Number 4 is descending, which essentially you already know if you're doing Anahat meditation. And number 5 is ascending. Again, you would know. The main stages are here. First, you have to get, and this recording will help you to get good at it, deep relaxation. You have to get the body to profound, the way to describe it is body asleep, mind awake. You have to get your body extremely, well, basically asleep while you're still conscious. This meditation can help. There are other ways to attain that. Binaural beats are a good way. You can start using a theta or even delta binaural beat and start to get your body to fall asleep while you're still conscious. You really need the workbook to support this process and some one-on-one teaching. So ask me questions anytime through email or whatever. Next month when we meet again, but you have to really learn how to get the body asleep but still be awake. It's very challenging. Once you do, then the more challenging thing, once you made it there, is to invoke the vibrations, number 7. So that meditation there will help you to start to get the vibratory state. Without the vibrations, which are not just like a tingling feeling, it's this incredibly unique rushing of energy through your body. It comes in waves, goes like it's very hard to tap into. I can't always tap into it myself. It sometimes just happens spontaneously. But if you set the intention, if you use that meditation, if you work towards it, you'll tap into the vibrations. And this is super advanced stuff. So be willing to take years of practice, okay? Not like, oh, I tried this, it didn't work after a month. Years of spiritual practice to start consciously and voluntarily leaving your body. Once you get the vibrational state, then you need to learn how to break coincidence with the physical body. Even though the vibrations are there, you're so used to being locked into it that you'll try to get out, but you'll move the body. You have to get used to moving you and not your body. So those meditations will help. Once you break coincidence, then you can start traveling. But what happens is you get out and then you get sucked back in. But you did it. And then maybe the next night or whenever you get out, you'll get out for maybe 10 feet away from your body, and then I'll suck you back in. But then you get out of the room and you're like, yes, I made it out of the room. And then it sucks you back in. Eventually, you can start flying around your neighborhood and visiting family and friends on the physical plane, or going almost anywhere you want, essentially. I say almost because there's better ways to go than your own personal will when you're out of your body. Better off giving it to God, really. But essentially, you can go anywhere you want, just like in the physical plane. But then if you go up, just fly away from the earth fast, you shift octaves. It's just one way to say it, where the physical plane will drop away and you'll find yourself, well, the etheric plane, you can get to, usually when you're out of your body, you're quite often actually on the etheric plane, not even the physical anymore. So just to get out of your body, you're going to be starting to experience the etheric grid. Once you go really high, really fast, or just, there's different ways to do this, but you can rise up to the astral plane. So I would say there's probably heavenly and hellish realms, but I don't go to the hellish ones. So I can say there's cities and worlds and other beings, and it's a totally other, in a sense, universe that you could explore. So that's the whole astral plane. Beyond that, you can go higher than that through the causal plane. And then there's planes of just infinite light, which is the Anahat Shab, the Om, the light of God. And through the light, you get into the absolute source, which is Anahat, or God beyond the beyond. So all of that is possible, and I'm speaking from experience. But yeah, to start, you just have to start going through these stages. There are a couple of other ways to have out-of-body experiences besides what's here. So here's some tips. Number one, read books on the topic. Just grab any book on astral projection. It doesn't matter if it has good techniques or not. You just want to start reading about the experience, because you start putting your mind on there. What happens is when you're no longer quite bound to a body and your spiritual vision starts opening, you can sense the etheric plane is all around you. And all you have to do is start transferring your consciousness to the etheric body, to the etheric plane. If you just read about that, it will help to open to the experience. Another really powerful thing you can do is learn to lucid dream. Lucid dreaming is not out-of-body experience, but when you become lucid in a dream, your body is asleep, but you're in the dream going, oh, hey, I'm dreaming. My body must be asleep. You can learn to astral project from a lucid dream. But again, the lucid dream is not the out-of-body experience. But if you're ever interested, you guys could always ask me in the future, like, how do you do that? And I actually use hypnosis to help make that happen. Another major type of projection is through the third eye. Once this portal opens, it's like a hole, and it's a portal into other dimensions. And once your consciousness is free from the body, then you float up to meditation 3, higher consciousness. And when that's open, you go through it. Like your body is nothing, it's just a shell. And you go through that hole, and you will find yourself in etheric or astral dimensions. That's been my experience. So there are definitely many ways to get out of your body. I probably will do a workshop on out-of-body travel next year. We got a few more workshops coming up. All right, so let me check the chat pod, and then we can start to wrap it up. Marie said, what's the name of the workbook for the OB? Let me show you. Like I said, I've given you some of the stuff for free. It's in our transpersonal training as well. But if you want something, so here at instituteofhypnotherapy.com bookstore. And then if you scroll down at the very bottom left, it's here, Astral Projection Workbook and Audio Series, The Out-of-Body Experience with Matthew Brownstein, Hypnosis, Meditation, and Subliminals. So I kept it really cheap. It's only $45. And it has 13 meditations and the workbook itself. Again, you've got to practice it for years. Don't think it'll start happening in a week or two. You have to purify your energy system big time. You don't want to get out of your body while you're still dealing with hurt, sadness, fear, anger. If you're afraid of ghosts, if you're afraid of aliens, if you're afraid of non-physical beings, you do not want to be out of your body, because they are out there. And if you get out of your body and realize there's someone else in your bedroom, you can get really scared. You need to really prepare yourself. I don't think there's any major harm that can occur. Like, you're not necessarily going to die, but you can have some really yucky experiences if you manage to get out before you were ready. So take years to keep practicing it, and keep having faith that every near-death experience reported and every out-of-body experience reported, they're real, they happen, I'm convinced of it. Maybe there's some hoaxes, but there are millions of near-death experiences that have been reported. And I've left my body countless times, and lots of people have. Good book to read. Actually a very good system, possibly better than mine, to get out of your body is the work of Robert Monroe at the Monroe Institute of Applied Sciences. You can actually go there. They have a thing called the Gateway Program. They put you in like these isolated rooms, and they use hemisync, which is essentially a binaural beat. helping to get that theta delta activity. And then Monroe takes you through these different stages. If you read his books, it'll be extremely beneficial. So Robert Monroe, Journeys Out of the Body is the first book. And it's great because he was a businessman. He wasn't spiritual, but he had this natural gift to get to float out of his body. And he encountered negative beings at first because he wasn't really spiritually pure yet. They're like all these like entities attacking him when he first got out. But if you do it the way I teach it, you will not end up having negative experiences that can be quite beatific. So in A Course in Miracles, it says like you're not ready to experience God yet. It could be more traumatic than beatific. So it goes in stages, a very slowly evolving curriculum, and really just give yourself 10 years to go through the entire, or more, to go through the entire spiritual journey, which never really ends, right? But consider 10 years. So Robert Monroe's works are great for this. And again, because he really specialized in teaching others to do it, possibly more effective than my workbook said. Okay, great. Said, thank you very much for the explanation. I can't wait for the workshop. Yeah, I used to teach them when I was in my early 20s, and I stopped because of like my whole career and everything, but we've been doing good with the workshops that we've been doing. So I'd like to reinvigorate, the astral projection workshops that I used to do. I was able to teach that for 2.5 days. Like I know that much about it. So yeah, I would like to do it for everybody at some point. Marie said, thanks. When I was around 21, I was having those experiences, but was scared at the time, didn't understand it then. Yes, I've heard of him, think his place is in Virginia. Yeah, right on. So yeah, not too far from you. You can go and do a retreat at the Monroe Institute of Applied Sciences. Yeah, the experiences can be scary, and it is kind of scary at any time to be lying in bed knowing there could be someone else in the room. It's just, that stuff can be a bit scary, but the more you grow spiritually and realize I'm a being of light and love, dark entities are actually scared of what you are, right? These lower level entities that are hanging around down here, like these shadow things and these dark things, they're terrified, right? You don't have to be afraid of them, but it can be scary to think about, like, what if one of those is around? Just come out and shine your light. Just be pure love. There's no need to fight with anything. You're an invincible, immortal force. But acknowledging the earlier stages of this can be scary for sure. So yeah, take your time with the process. All right, great. I think that should do it. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you being here tonight. Let's wrap it up. I'll post this recording in the support section of the Anahat onlinemonastery.com website. And then I will post the next class in about a month from now, somewhere around the beginning of September. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. I appreciate you being here, and we'll see you in a month, but feel free to email or anything I can do before to help you out. All right. Great. Thank you. Have a good night.